Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time for the quarter-final draw. Well, in about 15 minutes, it's time for the quarter-final draw of the Europa Conference League. We've got the quarter-final one and then followed by the semi-final one. So not only will West Ham know their next opponent, we will also know who we are potentially facing in the semi-final should we overcome the next hurdle. Charlie, how you doing?
I'm good, Geo. How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm excited, actually. We've got no game this weekend, obviously, so that sort of nervous feeling isn't here. And
Sure.
so it's sort of like solely focusing on the draw today, which increases excitement levels. A nice comfortable win last night as well. Good game all in all by the end of it. And when you look at the 8 teams remaining, or the 7 bar West Ham, you've got to fancy it a little bit, haven't you? It's got to get you. It's got to warm your cockles knowing that Lazio went out and Villareal went out. So we're the firm favourites with the bookies now.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I think I saw I was talking on a watch along last night about just the idea of we need to enjoy this right now because we're having an awful season. It's all kinds of crap, and so just having a nice vibey 4-0 victory. Let's enjoy it while it lasts. And I woke up this morning and I opened up Twitter on my phone, and I'm seeing people talking about just all kinds of madness, like the depressing situation, the club, and everything else. And I still can't get out of that mode yet. That sort of nice, happy vibe, and because we haven't got a Premier League match for a while, so hopefully I can ride this like nice, happy mood all the way until we inevitably lose our next Premier League game. But for now, what a time to be alive! What a time to be alive!
Yeah, I mean it's a rubbish season, isn't it? There's not. You can't ignore what's going on in the Premier League, but this has
Well,
been a little glimmer of light, and it's been difficult to sort of cling to it. When we play Larnaca in the last 16, it's not very glamorous, is it? It doesn't sound very exciting. You feel a long way from potentially winning the trophy. You don't know what the future draws hold, etc. But now we're here in the quarterfinal. A couple of the big hitters have gone out, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, we've got a really good chance of winning this trophy, actually. At the start of the season, I felt it a month ago or so. I felt a bit stupid for thinking we'd win the trophy because of everything that was going on. And actually, I've got back. I've gone full circle. I'm almost back to the point where I look at it and think, yeah, you know what? We could win this, but there's obviously the other issue, which is the Premier League. And if we were in the bottom 3 and we were playing on the weekend before the next game, do we field the strongest team, etc., etc.? But that's later down the line. For now, looking at it and trying to ignore the Premier League part, which is difficult, you have to fancy us really. So anyway, yeah, there's the teams on the list. Charlie, would you like to take us through the potential teams for West Ham in the quarterfinal draw?
the teams remaining are Anderlecht, AZ Alkmaar, Basel, Fiorentina, Ghent, Lech Poznan, Nice, and of course us. We'll get drawn against one of those. There are no more rules in the draws anymore, so it's not like you can't get to your own country and all that. No, so we could very easily draw Anderlecht, for example. That's a thing we could do. It's all anything goes at this point. And one of the things I've done, Gio, is I've put a poll in chat. I did it just before the show started. Who do you want to draw in the quarterfinals? I would have put every single team, but YouTube only allows you to do 4 options. So these are the 4 options, okay? You can pick the strongest team. You want to face the strongest team. You want to face the weakest team. You want the best away day, or something else entirely. Gio, what's your take?
I would like to not be drawn against Alkmaar, in all honesty. They're the team that
Okay.
fears me the most. I think they're having a really good season at the minute. A couple of players over there that I think are doing that well. I think they'll get summer moves eventually. But for now, they're the team that's sort of like in hot form, if you want. I don't know enough about one or two of the other teams and how their seasons are getting on. I know Fiorentina's having a bang average season at the minute. You could argue that that's a dangerous thing, so that this competition becomes their number one priority. Whereas other teams like ourselves in Alkmaar that has something else to play for within the league that they maybe can't prioritize this competition. So I'd like to avoid Alkmaar. They fear me the most. Nice is a bit like the Lyon thing last season. As per the reputation, I'd like to avoid them. But I don't watch French football in order to suggest anything really. What about yourself?
Weakest. I'm always weakest or strongest. The strongest
Well,
being
who's
if
the
like
weakest then?
well, this is the thing. It's difficult to judge, right? Because I would have also said Fiorentina thinking about the league, but they've won 6 in the last 6 games. So they've got some. They've all of a sudden started to pick up form, and despite the fact they're, I think, 11th in Serie A at the moment, they're doing quite well. you'd probably make the argument for Lech Poznan, I guess. But that's
Surely Anderlecht would be the team we'd want then in that case, given that
we know we
beat
can beat
them
Well,
comfortably.
yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? We're going to be it's laying up. So the quarterfinal, when they're taking place, we've got some fairly difficult ties around there. I think we're facing Liverpool, I think, and Arsenal, maybe. I'm not sure. I need to double check. And that might be in the semi-finals. But we've got ties around there where we need to be thinking, what are we going to do? And I feel like I say, Lech Poznan from reputation, but I don't know. I've not really seen them play, so I can't really chat. And I've only seen Anderlecht play when we faced them. So whoever the weakest ends up being, because I want to get through. Because I'd like the strongest team, but only if there's like, when we were in the Europa League and we could have drawn Barcelona. Give me Barcelona. I want Barcelona. I want to see West Ham.
Yeah, I always want the weakest team as well. I always want the weakest team because I want the best chance of winning it. I think the weakest team is that.
I don't think people care. Like when England went to the final and people were talking about, but what teams have they faced on the way through? Who cares? It's a tournament. Why does it matter? Once they're lifting the trophy, no one's going to sit there and go, they didn't face any of the difficult teams, are they? And similarly, and I understand people's opinion on this when they talk about this being a lesser tournament, let's say. I understand what people are saying. Realistically, when we're lifting the trophy, I don't think anyone's going to be going, but is it as good as the Europa? No, you're going to be enjoying the fact you're lifting a trophy. Do you know what I mean? So give me the weakest team all the way through, 100%.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that. The problem is we don't know who it is, so we can't really celebrate, can we? A team come out with is that them? I'll be happy if we get Anderlecht, and I'll be happy if we avoid Alkmaar. The draw will be. I assume it's on their YouTube channel as well, Charlie. But it's on UEFA's website. You can go onto UEFA's website. The draw is in
BT Sports.
Yeah, it's usually on BT. It's in 8 minutes' time. That's when it's scheduled to get underway. There's obviously a little bit of delay. Got to warm up the balls so they get the draw they want. Don't know who they want. I don't know if there's any controversy really when it comes to these things, but
I don't know. It's not been going long enough for controversy to exist, has it? It's not been going long enough for controversy to exist, is it? It's only been going.
Well, yeah, but it's still a UEFA competition, isn't it?
True.
What I will say, the team that's drawn first is the home team for the first leg. So I would like that to be the other way around. I would like to play at home second, but for those fans that do go to games, the away games, they'll obviously probably prefer we come out second and play away for. Yeah, that's right. Because of the way that the prices are working, because of school holidays and stuff, the second week's a lot more expensive than the first week to travel at the minute. So they'll be. But this is where everything takes into consideration. If you do go to away games, you'll probably have a different mindset to those who don't, like ourselves. You'll be looking at places to visit or grounds you're not been to or teams you want to go see play, etc. Alkmaar heading over to the Amsterdam in the Netherlands would be good, for a lot of people and whatever. So it depends how you want to look at it, I guess. But
yeah, and of course, if you're unaware, they're doing the semi-final draw straight after as well. So it will be like this tie will face this tie, and then this tie will face this tie. Why they do it at the same time? Not sure. Might as well.
But it's because there's no point doing the semi-final one, is there? What's the point of all this cost and all this palaver for 4 balls and the thing? It's not.
I mean, I guess, but you talk about cost. I mean, it's just a couple of blokes in a conference room, innit? It's not.
Yeah, but then every club sends people over and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not one for going on about the climate or anything like that. It's not really, I do my bit, Charlie. The recycling goes in the recycling bin, right? That's about as much as I do. But the clubs can't then preach it and then send Mark Noble over to Switzerland and to sit there and watch 4 balls come out and go, right, back on that plane, back home we go. Do you know what I mean?
Just not send people anyway. Zoom exists, right? That's what we just lived for. Yeah. It's just a couple of blokes in a conference room anyway.
Josh, we've just explained. We'll explain as we go through it. But the team drawn first will play at home first. It's as simple as that.
And which one would you prefer?
I'd prefer to play at home second. I think having the second leg in front of your home fans is crucial, especially if it goes to extra time and penalties. Because there's no away goal and whatever, I think it's better to be away from home first.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I think if it was the other way around, we would have got put out by Sevilla. I think it's hypothetical. I can never prove it, but because we played them away, and I think we went with the mindset, which is a 1-0 defeat is fine. We can lose by a goal, that's fine. Take it back to our place, and that's what we did. And we, won 1-0, went to extra time, and beat them in extra time at the London Stadium. Would have made a difference for Frankfurt? Probably not, because of the way the game went, but you never know, do you? So I always think playing the second leg at home is quite pivotal, actually. Because also when you're at the game in the first leg, if you win 2-1, you can celebrate you've won the match, but that's all you're celebrating. Whereas if you play the second leg and you win, you're through, you're celebrating the fact you're in the next round of the tournament. So I think there's a massive difference for the match-going fan and also the team. I think playing at home second is huge.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just excited. I just like European nights, Geo. It's just fun, you know what I mean? I just sit here. I mean, it's no different for me. I just sit here and it's more work. But at the same time, I just like us facing random teams and doing stuff. It's just exciting, you know. In a season like this, it's just exciting. That's all. That's my main opinion. Well, you're welcome, everyone. I've nailed that.
Major says, I think we may be in for Trophy Hall, Conference Cup this season, and the Championship playoff winners next season.
Let's go, Major. A little bit of confidence going into next season.
Sam, we won't be showing it. We can. We legally cannot show it. We'll talk about it. Charlie will be telling us what's happening in the draw, and we'll be discussing it as we go, and we're getting the reaction of it. It's a watch along rather than the actual draw. Legally, though, we can't.
YouTube, come for us. It's not Susan anymore. She's left, but Susan will still come for us. Break through the window with it. You know what I mean? We'll be done. I can't
be bothered with that.
Not after we just hit 30k. We can't be having the channel deleted after that much effort put in. You know what I mean? It can't happen.
Yeah, we'll do that now, actually. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed. 30,000 subscribers on the watch along last night was nice for Charlie. So thank you to everybody that is a subscriber of the channel. It's a nice milestone to hit, isn't it? It's feels a lot more significant than 29,000. It is a lot more. It's 1,000 more people. It's a nice number to hit. So that was satisfactory. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed. It does genuinely mean a lot to us, and it motivates us as well. I woke up with a little bit of a boost this morning because of hitting that number. So hey, let's go. Here we go.
We're doing this almost 8 years, Gio. Isn't that wild? Almost 8 years we've been doing this.
Don't remind me, bloody hell.
Just stressing it. But 30k, we listen, no one would have thought we would have got there, and yet somehow we did. But yeah, 8 years. Bloody hell.
AS says he would like the strongest team. If we can get through that, then the semi-finals should be fun.
Because there is an argument to say you've probably got to face a strong team at some point, so just get it out of the way.
No, you don't.
I understand.
Villareal just went out. If I asked you before the last round who's the strongest team, you'd probably say Villareal, Lazio, etc. Well, they're out. We don't have to face them.
No, listen, you're talking to the guy who says weakest team every single time, so you're not wrong. But at the same time, I get the vibe.
Jeff says he hopes we're playing at home in the second leg, as we've got Bournemouth away after the second leg. Neil says he doesn't care who we get. It's ours for the taking.
That's actually something I hadn't thought about. The idea of like which one you play home and away first, depending on what fixtures you have around that as well.
Everybody looks at draws like this differently, though. Who you want, when you want them, etc. Everybody looks at it differently for different reasons, and it makes for fascinating reading in the live chat. Anyway, Jonathan remembers when there was only a couple of hundred subscribers. He's been watching us for 8 years. Bloody hell, Jonathan! Thank you.
Thank you, and we're sorry.
Yeah, I've got a notification through saying that the draw is kicking off now on the UEFA website. So hopefully they're a way to start getting things warmed up over there. Irons says, who is the strongest team? But Adam said, we are the strongest team. We're the favourites. We're the bookies. The bookies have got us the favourites. Jungle says, some really tough teams. I was under the impression West Ham were probably strongest, but I'm not sure. It's difficult to gauge, isn't it? Who really knows? How do you decide which one is and which one isn't, kind of thing? But
I think if you looked on paper and removed all context, you'd probably say West Ham were the strongest team left. But at the same time, that's completely devoid. When you look at all the league positions of all the clubs left in,
you look at our European campaign. We are the strongest. We've won all 10 games. But like you said, you add in the Premier League form, it's like, whoa. But then you take into consideration it is the Premier League, and it's it's a bit more, significant than what the other leagues are. Josh subbed around the 18,000 mark, so no idea when that was. A few years ago now, but
yeah, I feel like it was That must have been pre-lockdown.
I've not got a Scooby. I don't know these things. I should do, but
can I just say, Gio, the stream is currently playing the best song of all time. the
What is
Europa
it?
Conference League theme song. Oh, it's a banger, Geo. It's a banger. Get involved. Look at him. He knows it is. So I'm getting very excited.
Acid says, do you think the channels get better subscriptions when the team's doing crap rather than when everything's going smoothly? I wouldn't say the subscribers, the views probably, but they're not necessarily the subscriber count. I think most people are tuning in. I'd imagine if you looked at our percentage of people watching, which you can easily do, you can see how many people watch your video are subscribers. I'd imagine when it's a negative video, i.e. we've just got beat, everyone's angry, I'd imagine the percentage of non-subscribers is higher because people are tuning in to see that, really. So subscribers, no. Views, yes.
And I think if you look at the way we grew over the last sort of 2 years when we were really good, we grew faster than we did when we were worse. So but it's much less to some extent. I should say, if you're wondering, it is just starting. We can see Mark Noble sat in a conference mood. I'll let you know when it starts actually fully getting underway. Don't worry.
Breezy says Nice and Fiorentina worry him, but other than that, we're massive. It's on the UEFA website. Josh, go just type in UEFA Europa League draw. It'll be the top results on UEFA's website. Andy says on paper means nothing. Look who we have crashed out of the cups to.
That's very true.
Albeit we hopefully take this one a little bit more seriously. Alex says 1-10 games that could be played. Well, still 1-10 games, Alex. So you don't get your win don't go to a draw just because the opponent's weak. We've 1-10 games.
And one of the teams we beat twice are literally still in the competition with us. So it's not like they're all crap, is it?
Well, they can all be crap, but.
Well, I mean, yeah, true. I mean,
you still 1-10.
You know what I'm saying.
Anyway, Benny, we've done plenty of stuff with West Ham Fan TV over the years. We've done loads of it. Most recent one was I did something with Ryan, but I can't remember what it was now. What was it?
Ryan came on. You spoke.
Oh, it was during the World Cup.
That
during the World Cup, I did a video with Ryan during the World Cup. But yeah, we always do stuff like that, and I went on their stream on deadline day, the day after deadline day with Nikki. Then Dan, Scott, and Graham were on as well, and it was basically like ranking the signings we've just made in the summer transfer window. So yeah, we get on really well with them and speak to them regularly. Yeah. Ibas says, I fear we'll get to the final and crumble. I'd rather get booted out now than that happen. Breezy says, we battered Anderlecht today, knocked out Lazio. Acid says, Nice haven't made the quarterfinals in 60 years. I mean, this is a lesser tournament. That's the one thing I will say. So while these stats are true, it's for more difficult competitions traditionally. And I'm not somebody that poo-poo. I've always been a fan of this tournament, by the way. I've always been like, let's win it. I want to win it. I still do. But, yeah, to pull out stats like that, I think is a little bit irrelevant to some extent.
I think it is, but the way I tend to look at it is that everyone in this competition has earned the right to be there. No one just gets given it, especially when you get to this stage. I agree with you, though. I do agree with you. I think because, like, for example, if you look on the UEFA website, when I was looking for the stream, there was a thing talking about this is I can't remember, a sixth time we got to a certain stage. I can't remember exactly what it was, right? But I looked at it and I was like, what are you talking about? And then obviously you're talking about historical competitions, you're talking about the Intertoto Cup, all these other, anything that UEFA has ever done, basically. So it's always a bit complicated like that.
How far are they into this draw, Charlie? Are they even put balls in yet?
No balls yet. We're currently getting a lovely compilation of stuff that has happened in the past couple of months.
Well, because no balls are out, there's no balls out. We'll take Ray's comment, which is any comments on the sacking of Patrick Vieira. Sacking Patrick Vieira on St. Patrick's Day feels a little bit rough, doesn't it?
Disgraceful manoeuvres.
It's almost as good as Solly March scoring on in the 15th minute on the 15th of March.
Yes. I mean, look, it makes sense. I read that they did it while he was driving to the training ground, which is probably smart because I wouldn't want to do it to his face. He's a scary man. I think it's one of those things where we look at it from a different perspective as potentially Palace fans would. All the Palace fans I follow on Twitter and who I know are quite annoyed by it. Not necessarily because he's done, not necessarily because they think he's been hard done. It's just that they feel like the problem isn't Patrick Vieira. And so they feel like it's been hard done by, but obviously we'll look at it slightly differently because we're in a situation where we're fighting against them and going, they're probably going to get a potential new manager bounce. All of a sudden they're out of a relegation battle. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed because I just liked seeing Patrick Vieira about. You know.
Yeah,
What
I
about you?
think I'm mixed feelings. I think Palace were in trouble, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying this with the benefit of hindsight. I've said it for a while now. I think Palace will be in trouble. They've gone 10 games without scoring in the first half of a game. Saw them against Brighton the other night, played well for 15, 20 minutes. Brighton scored, then it was just game over. Palace weren't in it whatsoever. It's gone a bit stale. They haven't won a game in 2023. We're now on the 17th of March. It's a long time to go without winning a game, kind of thing. And that gap between them and the bottom three has only been getting shorter. They play Arsenal on Sunday. You can only imagine that it's probably going to be a loss for them as well. So they had to do something. I see a lot of Palace fans saying, "Yeah, but hang on, look at the games we've been playing recently. Are teams in the top half. All we've got left is teams in the bottom half. Actually, the easier fixtures. But I guess that's why they pulled the trigger. But then I've just seen that the under-21s manager is getting the job for Sunday, and it's possible that he may remain in charge until the end of the season. That's a gamble. While I kind of see why they've sacked him, I have no hope in them finding an adequate replacement. Patrick Vieira was like their fifth choice, if that. They struggled to get somebody in, and that was with a summer window with a little bit of money to spend. Now it's like you've got a third of the season, no transfer window whatsoever. I don't know. I just can't see them getting anybody in good. I think it's a good thing they've sacked Vieira for West Ham because I don't have faith in them replacing him.
Yeah, and if it is someone who's inexperienced and does not want to do it, it is a positive. I mean, I saw this as well, Mike. I saw this as well. One of the things I would say about it that came into my mind, because I was seeing people talking about it with David Moyes in relation to David Moyes, is that obviously this season we are less games played by this point than we usually would be at this stage in the year because of the World Cup. Because that huge gap in the middle, that means we're still sort of
but that stat that was going around, Charlie, was about games played rather than
it was
calendar.
About month. It was about month. It had games played included.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, all of the games played were more than we've played now, for example.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's an added bet. I'm just an added aspect. Vladimir
I think you'd also have to draw a line.
Is out. They're having a little conversation. They're not quite fondling the balls yet, but we're about to get
fondling.
there.
You'd have to draw a line. Also, that manager thing, I saw the chart, right? You've got to draw a line through the ones that were like mid-table. Sack 2011, finished 12th. Well, that's like season over. Beach. Get rid of that one. That's not a meaningful sacking. Score him off and let's have a look at who's left, kind of thing.
Fair. That's fair.
But anyway, who do you want, Charlie? You could pick anyone who you want in. Make your call.
Probably Lech Poznan, because I think they're probably the weakest. Anderlecht is the one I know are weak because we've beaten them, but they've done well to get here. I would say Lech Poznan, just because reputationally they're the weakest, but I don't know enough to really put money on it or anything. But Lech Poznan, what about you? You pick one.
Yeah, Anderlecht. That's who I want. I want Anderlecht. I don't want Alkmaar.
Makes sense, right? You know what you know. You know.
Have you got a prediction?
What a sentence.
Who do you think?
I don't know why. I've had this idea since last night that we're going to draw Nice, and I'm not sure why. It's just been in the back of my head. Just Nice keeps coming up. There you go. Very, very. Gonzo might not be here, but
someone
he
lives
strong. He lives strong.
Someone had to replace Gonzo with a crap jokes. All right, so
maybe it's because I'm thinking about Patrick Vieira.
How about that?
He was just on stage talking about it.
Well, clearly, where else do you think he's got it from? I don't think he knows
on Twitter. On Twitter, just big Vlad. Follow at Vlad Spicer 69. You know. I
don't know.
I back West Ham.
Andy reckons we're getting Ghent.
Yeah, I could see Ghent. For
Joshua
my own sake,
says if we're playing Nice, Moffy will score. I forgot about that.
For my own sake, I hope we don't draw Ghent because their badge is an absolute nightmare for thumbnails. So I hope, for my own sake, we don't draw them.
Well, it's not. You just made an error.
No, I didn't make an error, my friend.
You ballsed it up.
Tell me how I ballsed it up, and I'll admit I've ballsed it up until that point.
You put the wrong badge in.
No, not that. Yes, that. Okay, that one was my bad. That one was my bad. I'm talking about when I made the thumbnail for this last night, and they have the transparent background with the little thin lines and stuff, and I'm like, bro, this is only going to cause me issues. This is only going to cause me issues.
I thought you were talking about the game where you put the wrong.
No, I did do that. That is something I did do, and I remembered I did it because I went to make this thumbnail, and I went, "Do I have that badge downloaded?" Yes, I do have that badge downloaded because I've used it before incorrectly. Just
to confirm, the two Belgium teams can draw each other. As Charlie said at the start of the stream, for the viewers that weren't here, there is no rules. All the balls are in, and they just whip them out. They whip the balls out. Simple as that, really. It doesn't matter if you played them previously in the competition, if you registered to the same FA, doesn't matter. 8 balls in, one team comes out, they're playing at home in the first leg, next team outplays that team. Simple as that, really. A nice straightforward one. I like these.
It is, Geo. Balls are being fondled. The first one has come out, and it's Lech Poznan. I don't know if you can see it in the banners. I've put like little things. I don't know if you're capable of filling them out. I'll talk about it.
What do I have to do?
Can you see where it says quarterfinals? You don't have to if you want.
Oh, yes, I see that.
Just that way we can have a thing ready and we don't have to wait. Lech Poznan are the first team out. That means they'll be playing at home first in the quarterfinals against the team that gets drawn next, which is Fiorentina.
Oh, that's good for us, I think.
Lech Poznan versus Fiorentina.
Do you not think that's good for us?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I think it is. I think it's too. Well, I don't know. Fiorentina is one of those sides I wouldn't have minded avoiding. Truth be told, we've avoided them.
And yeah, that's fair.
It means
that's
Anderlecht's still there.
That's fair. Next up is Ghent. Ghent have been drawn at home in the first leg.
These make me nervous. I think we should beat them, but they somehow managed to make me nervous. I don't know why. I think it's just because of how impressive they've been in the quarter and in the last 16.
That's fair. Always think about the drink whenever I see KAA. You know, KAA, the drink. Always think about that when I see Ghent.
I'm going to copy Anderlecht just in case we've got a Belgian.
Versus West Ham United.
Oh!
Ghent versus West Ham United, meaning we will be playing at home second. That means in the first leg, which of course gets played on the 13th of March, we will be away in Ghent. The second leg, which is on the 20th, 20th of April. It's April, not March. We will be at home against Ghent. AZ Alkmaar are the next team out.
Thank you.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel? Happy with that? Worldy of a tie. That is good, says Mr. Pardew. Happy with that? There you go. We are away to Ghent.
By the way, third. Who was after West Ham? Sorry.
I don't remember. It'll pop up in a second. Anderlecht are the team they're facing. I said it. It's Alkmaar. That was it. AZ versus Anderlecht in a battle of the A's. You're welcome. That's the kind of knowledge you get. Ghent in. Solid work. Love that. Take that. Happy with that. Livid, we're going to win. The final quarter-final draw. FC Basel are the team out first. And they will be drawn against Nice, isn't it? Yeah. Nice. So there you go. Those are your quarter-final draws. That is how it has all played out. Basel versus Nice is the final one, meaning that if you go through the draw in its entirety, we have...
give me 1 second, all right? Just give me 1 second.
You can do it while I'm saying it. Lech Poznan versus Fiorentina, Ghent versus West Ham, AZ versus Anderlecht, and Basel versus Nice. See, now you know what it's like when you're like, Charlie, is the subs ready? I'm like, see, that's what it's like. But listen, I've got it. There you go. Gio, how'd you feel? Ghent away.
Happy.
I'm taking that as well. Like I said, apart from thumbnails, I'm happy.
Home second leg, brilliant. Were they my number one choice? No, not really. But they certainly were the team I wanted to avoid either. So I'm happy with that. Good draw. Really happy. Playing at home, second leg, I think is more important. You know, second leg at home. Quarter-final, second leg at the London Stadium. Brilliant stuff. And as Ian spotted and informed us earlier, we play Bournemouth away on the Sunday, so I think that's also a boost as well. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Really, really happy with that.
Semi-finals wise, it's Lech Poznan or Fiorentina versus Basel or Nice. Meaning, if we were to get through, we'll be facing either AZ Alkmaar or Anderlecht. But in terms of order, who will be home first?
It's whoever's drawn first.
It will be us. I think we're second one, aren't we? Yeah, us. So we'll be at home first in the second tie. So if we make it past Ghent in the quarterfinals, we'll be facing in the semi-finals either AZ Alkmaar or Anderlecht, and we will be at home first in that tie.
Okay, so I've done that right.
You have nailed that. You've nailed that. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Geo Mackie on the ones and twos, just destroying the game. You love to see it. You love
Looks
to
a
see
bit
it.
complicated, but you get it, right? So we play Ghent. If we win, we play the winner of Alkmaar against Anderlecht.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, let's do this one. Let's take that. Let's make it a
Well, it looks like I'm rooting for Anderlecht in the quarterfinal, if I'm honest with you, Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know something? You know, when you're saying all this out, when you're saying all this out loud, the possibility of reaching a final in a European competition is realistic here.
I know, it's not crazy.
It's not unrealistic. This isn't.
When you think all you've got to do is beat Ghent and then AZ or Anderlecht. And Anderlecht we've already beaten twice.
Josh has informed us we'll be away in the final because they do that. They work that. There you go. West Ham Anderlecht, like in '76. Yeah, so like they did the draw for the final as well, just to see who gets which dressing room. Essentially, I don't really know which side of the stadium you get.
The way I saw it on the UEFA website is they said for administrative reasons.
Yeah, so basically which dressing room you get and which side your fans are in the stadium.
Yeah,
but yes, do you know something? Actually, I'm really, really good. I don't think you'll be the only one, Connor. Connor says he's booking a ticket to Prague. I think there's loads of people will be doing that as well. Jack, it is neutral. Of course, it's neutral. It's in Prague, but it's just for all right. You caught up now. Yeah, it's just for like the changing rooms and probably who wears what kit and stuff like that. So if we're the away team, the other team will get first dibs on which kit they wear in the final. No, in West Ham, right? They bring out a special kit, just like we're going to wear this fourth strip. Do you want it? 80 quid. But
100%. Hang on, sorry, I was just setting up a poll. I apologize. That's 100% what will happen, and then we'll wear it once, maybe in a preseason friendly next year, just to get them off the shelves.
I'm buzzing for this now. Oh,
see now you want to hear the thing. Now you want to hear it.
I do.
There is another poll in chat asking you, are you happy with the draw? The exact same things apply as they do with the lineups before the game. Very happy, it's all right, poor, or fuming. Let us know how you're feeling. But I'm really positive about that. I feel really positive about it.
I'm really, really happy. I know to some extent you can only beat who you get. You got to beat everyone. I get all the disclaimers and stuff, but that's a really favourable draw for West Ham, I think. Alkmaar in the semi-final worries me a little bit, but we've got to get there first. And if we do get there, then it's sort of did we play at home first or second in the semi-final? I can't recall.
We play at home first.
Oh, piss! That's not good, is it? I would have preferred it. This is exactly like Europa League, then, isn't it?
Yeah,
but if Lyon was away the second leg, so
yeah.
This is a good draw. I'm really happy actually, because if it came out two tough draws, it sort of dims your enthusiasm a little bit because of what's going on in the Premier League. But actually, this just gives you a shot in the arse, really. Come on, you could argue it's a bit problematic because now it's winnable. We're gonna have a lot of juggling to do with the squad. It's dependent Sunday, Thursday. It's going to get difficult, and that could cause points in Premier League as it probably did last season, and that means relegation. But the possibility, which is always been a bit of a joke, which is we're going to get relegated and win this competition, I think it just got a little bit more realistic, to be honest with you, Charlie.
Potentially, yeah. I think it's not ideal, but if anyone in the relegation battle has potentially the squad to deal with that, it's probably us.
Well, that's why we invested all the money in the summer because we had a second European campaign. So we thought, right, we better go get squad depth. We've got it now. Well, we've used it so far correctly in the league, in the Conference League. The problem is we haven't used it in the Premier League. I
mean, you look at the. I agree with you, but you look at the team that started last night, right? You're saying Areola Fabianski is what it is. Then you've got Ogbonna, who probably wouldn't start. You've got Fornals and Lanzini, who aren't usually starting.
Yeah, no, Johnson and Creswell. Yeah, I know, but Charlie, they were crap. Larnacar were
I'm not saying they were. I'm not saying they were great at all. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is if you look at that as a second string side, that's actually relatively strong. That's arguably as strong, if not stronger, than our starting 11 the last couple of seasons when we were doing well. So we have the players there. Listen, it's a difficult job, but we have the players there. And I think, again, if anything, it's more time to try and figure out things that work to try and keep us in the Premier League as well. Because David Moyes going once a week to try and figure out what's going to happen and what's going to work hasn't necessarily been working. It's more games, if anything, to figure that out, to build confidence, to get momentum. I don't know. I see it as a positive thing as much of a negative thing.
Well, here's Lee saying we've got 7 Premier League games in April. Adding these games between the 13th and 20th, and we've got 9 games in 4 weeks.
Yeah. It's a massive fitness test. It's a massive fitness test.
That's a game every 3 days.
Yeah, that's City game. Do you know when the City game's happening yet?
No, not yet. But that's going to be a problem, actually. I could be wrong. I think, don't quote me on this, I believe this forces the Man City game to be the last week of the Premier League. So we played Leeds at home on the second last game of the season. I think that now becomes the third last game of the season. Right, so I think we play Leeds at home, Man City away during the week, then we obviously play Leicester away as the last game of the season. I've got a feeling that that's when that game is. I think that moves that City game all the way back now. Assuming we can continue to get through the games, as do City in the Champions League. They've got Bayern Munich, so they could very well go out. But if we progress, I've got a feeling that Man City game, because there's not many free midweek games now. So I've got a feeling that we play Man City in that last week, which you don't really want to be doing. You don't want to be going to the Etihad thinking you've got to get something, otherwise we might get relegated. But if that was the case, I'd almost expect us to do something against Leeds and field the kids against Man City and do the all or nothing against Leicester City on the final day. But we can worry about that later. Yes, I mean that's my point. I think the semi-finals are played in May, so it moves. We wouldn't then be able to play Man City at the start of it. Oh, sorry, Charlie.
There you go. 11th and 18th of May when the semi-finals are played. Yeah,
we play Leeds on the 20th of May, don't we?
That sounds right.
I'm sure we play Leeds on the Saturday, the 20th of May. I think we play Leeds. So, but
I can't. It's difficult because obviously we're in a situation where there are a lot of negative things about and a lot of negative things to look at it, but I can't look at it as anything other than a massive positive right now.
It is a massive positive, Charlie, but the problem is...
Don't get me wrong. By the time it comes around, I'll look at it as a massive negative, and I'll be very stressed about it.
But you shouldn't have to do that, though, because we're only worried because of the predicament we're in with the Premier League, and we shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be in a relegation battle. Fair. I'm not even saying we should be in a European fight. We should just be where Villa are, just mid-table, away from relegation. And if that was the case, we'd be so excited for this. I feel like my enthusiasm's capped on this because of the Premier League situation that we've got going on. I can't fully enjoy this. I can't fully dive 2-footed in. I want to, but there's a part of me that says, but there's a domino effect here, which is the Premier League. And when you're reading stuff about that, the fixture congestion, etc., it makes you a little bit worried. If we were sitting 12th right now, I'd be buzzing off my tits right now. But Ghent, get in, we've got Ghent. Who we're going to, oh wow, come on, we're going to win the trophy. And there's a bit of me that thinks, I think we'll win the trophy. I hope we win the trophy. But my enthusiasm isn't as much as it should be. Last season, when we did the Europa League, I reckon if you went and watched our streams back, don't, but if you did, I reckon we're a hell of a lot more excited on that for the draws. And it's not because of, I know the opponents we were playing were bigger, Sevilla and Lyon. They're bigger than Ghent and possibly Alkmaar or Anderlecht. They are. But I don't think it's because of that. I think it's because we can enjoy the Europa League. We're doing well in the league. We can enjoy the Europa League. Let's go try and win this, etc. And while you've got that for the Conference League, I just think it's not as much as it was because of what's going on in the Premier League at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it, so the quarterfinals, for example, the game in between those sandwiched is Arsenal at home. And then on either side of that, you have, where is it? Fulham away and Bournemouth away, with Arsenal at home in the middle. And then for the semi-finals that you were talking about just a second ago, we have Manchester United at home, then the first semi-final, then Brentford away, then the second semi-final, then Leeds at home.
And then probably Man City then.
And then probably Man City, then probably, and then Leicester. It's tight, innit? Which, again, is getting ahead of ourselves, seeing if we get past Ghent. But it's tight, innit? It's time.
Yeah, it's not nice, but anyway. Anyway, Charlie, we'll start wrapping up this stream.
No, let's go on forever and ever and ever.
Well, Charlie might want to. I'm going to end it. Thank you very much for joining us. If you've enjoyed the stream, please do drop a like on it. You can do that by clicking the thumbs up under the video, just under Charlie. It's free. It takes you a couple of seconds and really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat. But like I said last night, if you're not new to Hammer's Chat and you've already subscribed, thank you. 30,000 subscribers. Absolutely loved it. I'm buzzing off my tits again and buzzing off my tits that we hit 30,000 subscribers. Anyway, Charlie.
Lots of tit buzzing going on.
Yeah, both of them are at it. My moves are happy. I've got happy moves.
I respect it. Thank you for coming, Geo. I
Happy
appreciate
hearing
not doing this by
moves.
myself.
Right. Thank you for joining us. I'll catch you in a bit.